What is up, BBS crew? Nolan with Black Diamond Services. Added a repeat client's house, doing 2 rooms, living room and a family room. Going to be doing a little bit of pet treatment here. That's the reason for the call. The older dog, unfortunately, I guess is blind and had some accidents. Poor guy. So you can't really see all of them. There's a few of them that show, and you'll see one of them here momentarily as I'm working my way to the left. Right there it is, right there. The other ones show under a black light. So I'm going to be treating both these rooms. Letting that dwell for a little bit. Of course, running CRB and then extracting. They're not horrible because they're smaller dogs. Oops. So I just need to do a good dilution ratio of Unchained, let it do its thing, and go through the cleaning steps, and they will be good to go. I think it's been about 8 months to a year since I was last here. Flip it back over to here and get all the way this way up. Already vacuumed the living room or front room, whatever you'd like to call it. Usually just call it front room if it's closest to the front door. Alright, so client came back home. He wants me to do the upstairs landing area, so I'm going to be adding that on. I'll head over to this side here while I'm right here. It's all nice and scrubbed out. It's crazy how busy it is right now. Even with having 2 vans now, I'm already a week booked out, and I have 30 commercial jobs that I gotta get done by the end of the year too. If I did one a day, that's obviously a full month of some work, and I gotta scatter them out a little bit between Adam and I, so we can still fit regulars in and new clients. You know, in my industry, we tend to slow down a little bit in the winter, but because of those, I may not. I was telling my wife that I might need to consider hiring somebody to help me or help Adam get through jobs, so we can take on an extra job on average per day. We'll have to see how it goes, but might have to hire at least some winter help to pull hoses and move stuff around while him or I are cleaning. And depending on how everything rolls, we'll see if they want to be permanent and start learning all the cleaning. So I have a friend I used to work with that's skilled at cleaning. I used to spend a lot of time on different jobs with. But if he's still interested, I might consider hiring him down the road. We'll see. Gonna write it out a little bit just to make sure it's the right decision for the time. Because my goal is to make sure that whoever I'm hiring has the ability to become full-time or is full-time from the start. In these times, it's always good to have employment and have steady employment. So that was my goal with Adam, and now he's doing 40 hours to probably 48 hours a week on average. So I want to be able to do kind of the same thing. But if I'm just doing a part-timer, I want to make sure they have at least, a good 30 hours. But if they're riding with me, they're most likely going to be getting full-time, since we're pretty busy right now. Like I said, we'll see how it goes. It's a good problem to have. I'm just not expecting to stay super busy in the winter, but this year could be proving me wrong and become something completely different. So, gotten a lot of new clients this year, and a lot of people needing cleaning in general. Alright guys, how goes it to the rinsing part now? So you guys are going to have to bear with me on how well I do the camera angles right now. I know I should get like a GoPro or something and get the chest strap or something like that. But I'm telling you, this new machine, to put it easily, the suction on it is stronger than the other one by a fair amount. Not to say that my other one isn't great also, but this is a newer setup, so the actual technical terms are lift and CFMs. Lift is what pulls it out of the carpet, and the CFMs is what sends it through and back to the machine. My Everest Prokin Everest is the name of the machine, and my original setup has 13 inches of lift, which does a great job. But this one maxes out at 20 inches of lift, and I'll be honest, I don't recall what the CFMs are on both machines. I just do know for a fact that on this one it is higher, and like I said, the lift maxes out at 20 inches of lift for this machine compared to 13 inches of lift on the Prokin Everest. So the reason why I bought this one, and I'm going to be using it for bigger jobs, and also it allows me to confidently dual wand, so I literally could run this van with me downstairs or upstairs with Adam, you know, in either section himself, and not lose a bunch of suction. So if you think about it, you got a day of jobs that are going to have a setup like this where you got, you know, 2-3 rooms or whatever upstairs, and you got a decent sized living room, family room downstairs. Well, I can have less overhead due to Adam being here in this van with me, rather than driving 2 separate vans to 2 separate locations, or I should say 2 vans to the same location, not separate locations. So less gas money. And then of course, if you got a big commercial job, that would be more efficient with two wands running. I can stretch a further distance with the vacuum lines and not lose suction. We did a commercial job last week and ran this van only, and I ran, let's see, Adam ran 150 feet of vacuum line on his side, and I ran 200 feet, and honestly I didn't feel the difference of any loss in the suction. And he was telling me, he's like, even when you were lifting the wand off the carpet or had yours unplugged from your wand, it's like I didn't really notice a difference in loss in suction. So that was the purpose of this purchase, mainly, is to put it on the bigger jobs that require normally 2 machines to get done. So, or for example, we got 2 pieces of furniture to do, a couple couches or something like that, but there's also carpet. Well, now I can have him or I do upholstery and clean the carpet simultaneously in one van. So again, less overhead with having to bring 2 vans out. So once I get to that point that I believe I was mentioning earlier of needing another person, I can literally have 3 people or even 4 people out in only 2 vans. So depending on the setup you're buying for your carpet cleaning setup, it can get really expensive. Like this setup was not cheap, but it's going to make me all my money back in no time. with the benefits of it. So that's how I look at it when I bought my system, is go into it with everything you got. Going over this again. Anyways, I wanted to go into it the best way I could. So my first setup wasn't really cheap either. And this one's a little different as well. You know, we saved up and did things a certain way to where we can start at a higher level. So my first year in business by myself wasn't actually cleaning carpets. So we saved and looked for ways to buy a bigger machine. Instead of, you know, right out the bat just starting out and buying a lower end model, which there's nothing wrong with doing it that way if you're trying to get started. But since I had already been cleaning for 9 years at the time, and we were able to start out a little differently, I kind of knew what I wanted and went from there. So I definitely encourage anybody who's looking to get into this business to not feel like it's oversaturated with cleaners. It may seem like that, but as long as you go out there providing best quality you can, be personable, care about what people's needs are, provide the best customer service you can, address people's concerns, and try and get rid of them, obviously, if possible. Be honest and upfront with everything that you can, and you will find that it is not oversaturated, because my second year now with a machine, two machines, I should say second year with a machine, my first one, and now my second week with my second one, I have found that my name is starting to get echoed around different cities, and I'm starting to get more referrals. So I firmly believe you should go into it if you're interested in this. It's not cheap to start in if you want to go kind of a bigger setup so you can handle higher workload, but I definitely suggest it. So here's what we got going on so far in this room. I'm telling you, it's hard to push this wand in one-handed with this machine. Holy smokes. But here we are. At the last stop of the day, Adam and I teamed up on this one. Actually got added on today, so we got the new machine hooked up right now. As you can see, 2 wands going. I got a before picture of this area that I took from over here, so I'll have to attach that to the end of the video so you can see what was here originally. We were suggested to do a pet treatment because this room, put it lightly, was annihilated by an animal. This whole section, looping all the way around, was completely hit pretty hard. And the center section where he's cleaning right now was blacked out from dirt, getting attracted to the urine spots. They just bought this house, not keeping the carpet forever, so they opted out of the pet urine treatment, which was highly suggested for this situation, because The odor is a little airborne at the moment, and I told them it needs to air out. I have some spotter stuff in our cleaning agent to help fight with it, but like I said, they didn't want to invest a lot of money into it because they plan on taking it out not too far down the road. So once it's all nice and cleaned up, if it's an old school pad where there's no moisture barrier, there's a good chance it may reappear again, especially how bad this room was. So we made our suggestions on what we should do. So we're just doing the cleaning, which it's made a massive difference. I mean, that side wasn't even that bad, and it's already showing that big of a change. So it's quite exciting to see how it is cleaning up. But this is what we got going on. So I'm gonna get back to it so I can finish my section. Alright guys, I'm going to keep this going. I'm trying to get inside this closet area here. Otherwise, we're getting close to being done. Thank you so much for watching.